My absolute honour to welcome you to the inaugural Northwich Poetry Slam! It was on the far-off banks of the Bridgewater Canal where I was told, poetry, it's the new rock and roll. Fuck that. Give me thrash metal. Full pints of aggression, paragraphs of battle axe to hold your attention. It's no kung fu. It's a kick in the nuts and a well-placed pool cue. Eloquence is irrelevant when no one in the room knows what you meant, so debunk myths with closed fists, set sight and let rip. A silver tongue is as valid as the arm that swings the pen. Draw blood from the fountain. Grammatical rules are for flouting. Only epitaphs are set in stone, and I pray that minds weigh as fuck. Roll dice at crossroads. Dead fish go with flows. Shipwrecks go untold, though they tend to fit a pattern. This is paint by numbers with paintball guns, so keep your finger on the trigger. Patrons of the Salty Dog, should we get this evening underway?
This poem is called The Itch. I have an itch and it's a bitch. I cannot tell you where. It's where the little boogies run. It's somewhere down there. It plays in hairy moistness. It makes me itch and scratch. And every now and then it runs right up my crack. I've tried some natural yogurt to neutralise the pain. I'll never ever look at a fruit corner the same way again. So darlings, please forgive me if I say I have to go. Because it really isn't fun when you're itching down below. That's it.
You've only done a minute, you've got 2 minutes left.
Yeah, no, I've got other poems. Pants. I have a big pair of pants. They're comfortable, my pants. Keeping my bits warm, my pants. Holding my tum in, my pants. I have big pants. I have teeny pants. Sometimes I go without pants. Pants, 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 pants. Small and large, my big girl pants mean that I'm in charge. There we go. And one final poem about women in brass bands. It's called Slappers. We are the slappers of Royal Silver Band, drink to excess till we can hardly stand. Getting a man is our only mission. We love trombonists in any position. As Secretary of the North Wales Brass Band Association, I am the queen of fornication. Everything I have I offer on a plate. I want my share before it's too late. I am the secretary of the band. I'm the best flugel player in all the land. Diplomacy is not my biggest asset. Annals are tart, I'm obviously past it. We are the slappers of Real Silver Band. Drink to excess till we can hardly stand. Getting a man is our only mission. And trombonists love it in any position. Thank you very much.
I am a bona fide Geordie, but this is about a Mackham. Mackhams are from Sunderland, all right? Don't boo. The executives at Nissan came from overseas to find a place in Europe to build their factory. They went up the Rhine and down the Ruhr and round the Rhone and all, but through Belgium, France and Germany, there wasn't anywhere suitable at all. So they came to North East England to the place called Tyne and Weir and overheard a Mackem shout, "How ye hayahamawahiya?" Why? They looked at one another and then they all agreed that the natives had a smattering of pidgin Japanese. And so it was decided that they'd execute that plan and build a giant car plant right here in Sunderland. The factory was completed and a workforce was recruited. With their pedigrees in industry, these lads were properly suited. Geordie and his marrows, who all worked at A&P, applied on Master Nissan and submitted their CVs. On each one boldly stated, "It can't be hard enough. We can build a bloody cargo ship. We can surely make a car." So, you can keep your Vauxhall Astras made in Ellesmere Port, and Toyota's built in Derby, because all of them fall short. I wouldn't thank you for a Bentley built by the blokes in Crewe, or a Jaguar Land Rover, or a Mini BMW. As for Hondas made in Swindon, I'd rather ride a pushbike dressed in lycra. Can you imagine? Because for me, it's got to be the little Nissan Micra. So if you come to Wearside, you'll find a cultural change. The lasses wear kimonos now on the streets of Trimdon Grange. In Easington and Eppleton, they've closed the coal house door. They'll have a fishy on a dishy, but they'll often eat it raw. And Sunday roasters Wagyu beef, because Wagyu beef is good, but it's served with rice and noodles instead of Yorkshire pud. And if you go down to the pub, you'll find the locals of good cheer, but they'll toast your health in sake instead of Vaux's beer. And when the night has ended, at parting sweet regret, it's not "see you in the morning, man," but "sayonara, pet."
Hello, this is for anyone who has come out and it maybe didn't go so well. It's called the living room. I don't support this. I won't support this. I don't believe you. Your words rang out across the quiet living room, each one a lash for an invisible whip. The skin on my back peeled away by your love, and my safe space shredded with every syllable. I don't support this. I won't support this. I don't believe you. You never saw the signs? I felt like a freak. I hid under a mask so fragile it cracked with every breath, my soul disconnected from my body. You never saw the signs? Because you had other things to focus on. So I became the smallest problem in the room, with the biggest spirit. You never had to worry about me. You never saw the signs because I hid them from everyone. You never saw the child at the tree, wondering why everyone backed away. You never saw the quiet confusion, why down there never felt quite right. You never saw the ache, the desperation, the longing for a body that matched my soul. Hiding was my survival, masking was my tool. I don't support this. I won't support this. I don't believe you. Okay? Okay. Okay, that's fine. I can't convince you to support me. Support should be freely given. I won't beg you to understand you're entitled to your boundaries. I won't force you to believe me. Belief requires unlearning what you've already known for the rest of your life, and you're not ready for that. And that's okay. Truly. Because I will not falter in my position. I will stand strong. I will speak my truth. And my skin, it will heal, and the scars of your words will fade until this moment becomes a distant memory. I am not alone. There are others fighting to be seen, to be heard, screaming into the void between worlds, hoping someone, anyone will listen. And to them I say, I do support you. I will support you. I do believe you.
This is self-care for healthcare. We're all happy now. A satisfied, tell no lies, don't be shy, love yourself, whatever your type. Comfortable in our myriad brains and skins, embracing difference, at peace within. Don't really like. Capitalism creeps on through, creating more problems to sell solutions to, making the very very essence of you, something that's now commodified, your responsibility, individualised. Don't feel part of any tribe, awkward, anxious, paranoid. A diagnosis isn't far behind, with medication following fast, profit motives built to last, regardless of the future harm. The pressure's on for you to grow. Forgive yourself, really know who you are. This is work. If you care, you'll devote yourself to toxic self-awareness, spending appropriately to achieve that elusive goal. Wellness further out of reach, work harder, the gurus like to preach. Meditate, cogitate, investigate, deeply relate to others. The tyranny of being kind. Perfectionism that undermines its stated purpose to leave you always falling slightly short. Perhaps it's time to book a course. Get a journal, a pretty book, adult colouring, a focused look at what sparks joy. Bathe in nature for inspiration. Above all else, just be grateful. With all these solutions to our pain, who needs healthcare anyway? And how am I supposed to love this broken body that does not function? Predictable only in pain and unreliability, the resulting mental fallout is understandably conditional. Acceptance can be difficult. The pursuit of such perfect equanimity frequently ignores the flaws, which bothers me. If structural problems grind you down, the solution is not always to be found within. Break out. Be angry. Don't give in.
This is The Raven Called Divorce. Dad had again retreated into that Hebridean island of his mind, his beard smeared white like seagull shit, warden to a kirkyard of sunken dishes in a wash tub, all scrubbered up with the mugs, fat fingers feeling like anyone's but its own. Before the kitchen window burst open and that cassock black bill of the Raven collared Dad and wrung his dented bald head like the death knell of the old Presbyterian, insistently thrusting in a bin-burgling, sin-gurgling search for kebabs, yet only finding Dad. Though Dad was kebabish anyway, a beige shaving's worth of grease, meat and stale pitta, found agreeable when drunk and regrettable in the toilet bowl. The Raven's land toe screech and legalese had marked him out, as if spotting scraps of nappies and chips on the beach. Dad strapped himself around the mast of the dining table chair leg. All weights let me back some but I love yous like overboards in dinghy boats. But it was much too late, as the Raven quick ripped, kiss me quick lifted our shipwrecked captain high and far away. In pyjama-clad, breakfast breath interrogation, we flicked Cocoa Pops at Mum. Why didn't you save him? Why didn't you save our dad? But we shouldn't have asked, it was already answered. The Raven calling whistle was still wet on her lips. Thank you.
Let's see. Okay, so, fucking hate people. Here we go. It's all going down on table 9 and putting the world to rights. They've all got diplomas in Abbey Word and their hair's a proper sight. You never believe our Rita looks like she's holding court, rent and proper justice, put an end to all that sort. Her skin has got more nicotine than all of Glasgow on 50 fags a day. She's got a sideboard full of guns and drugs and a degree in looking the other way. This is where you'll find them, all the spite and dodgy urban theory. A cup of tea to last all day and don't you bring that fucking needle near me. Thank you very much. This is about my job. It's about being a sex worker because none of it's sexy at all. I thought it'd be all spanking and bondage and safe words and ooh, mistress can sadistically stamp on my balls. I thought it'd be all sex-mad execs and living off the wages of sin. 3 holidays a year and all you can eat in a nice room the age of 2 in. Instead, I'm sat in a Mackey's up the range till day 55 and yet listen to yet more excuses from submissive and Runco and swear that his real name's Clive. Then I get a phone call from a friend. She's just outside she's in a little chef just outside Mould. She swears that a client might really be dead. I'm sure she just knocked him out cold. Then I get a panic phone call. Oh. Can I start again? Sorry. Oh dear.
Well, 1 minute 30 left.
1 minute 30, thank you. Sorry about this. It's about being a sex worker, because none of it's sexy at all. I thought it'd be all spanking and bondage and safe words, and who mistress can you sadistically stamp on my balls? I thought it'd be all sex mad execs and living off the wages of sin, 3 holidays a year and all you can eat, and a nice room in the edge of Turin. Instead, I'm sat in a Mackey's off the rails at day 55, listening to yet more excuses from a submissive in Runcorn that swears that his real name's Clive. Then I get a panic phone call from a friend. She's next door to a little chef just outside Mould. She swears that her client might really be dead, but she's probably just knocked her out cold. Shame, I was really looking forward to spanking a plumber in a painful, stressed position. Instead, I'm flying down the motorway in a clapped-out Corsa like the Marines in a match and rescue mission. I get there, she's fine, she's sitting on his face. There's a pile of cocaine in a bloody big bowl and a police swarming all over the place. First rule sex work is know the way out, and in 10 seconds I'm 30 miles away, and I get a text from Nigel and Brenda in Runcorn said they gave me a ton to come round and play. That's it, thank you very much.
This is dedicated to the football fans amongst you who pine for simpler days. This is called Fuck VAR. The ball is passed, the strikers through, a pensive crowd draws breath. A one-on-one, the keeper guesses wrong as the ball strikes the net. The striker's arm aloft as he sprints towards the adoring crowd. But hang on, what's that hush? Is it to be disallowed? But by Stockley Park decree, that scab on the striker's knee gave him an advantage no one else could see. The referee draws an invisible square, but he might as well have sucked out all of the air, because all we have left is a game bereft of adrenaline joy. Instead we reflect on pixels magnified through a giant lens to determine mystery offsides and dubious pens. A pundit opines, a manager whines, whilst TV draws impossible lines. Pep looks bemused, Arnie looks confused, Howard Webb emerges battered and bruised. The game is no longer safe in the hands of UEFA. Arguments be briefer if not for FIFA. Grist to the mill for Carragher and Neville in Premier League with the devil. So we witness this act of self-mutilation, free of rebuke and any relegation. Across the pitch and terraces run a scar that provokes the cry, oh, fuck VAR. Beyond ridicule and redemption, it takes its toll. Won't someone disallow this giant own goal? With the desolation, destruction of a footballing Death Star, our only defence is to shout, fuck VAR. The referee runs over to the touchline screen, but he might as well look for what might have been. The charade of bureaucracy has now gone too far, and all we can do is shout, oh, fuck VAR. Thank you.
Too old for that. Okay, so I'm going to do a little poem that I wrote at Ryan's group called Mathematical Names. Multiplication, division, subtraction, addition. I am more and less, no precision. Wendy's girl, Raquel, Charlie, Claire and Lou. I am all of these to all of you. I have identity and identities. I am more than one. Multiple chaotic personalities. A lifetime of trying to fit in. Never finding the right idiosyncrasies. I am so many different shades. So many different entities. One for you, one for him, one for her. I have many sensibilities. Sometimes I lose track. Sometimes I can't turn back. Multiplication, division, subtraction, addition. I am more and less, no precision. This is not subconscious indiscretion. This is a conscious decision. One person broke through the wall, and he has his own name to call, because he sees no mask at all. This name is secret and hidden, because so am I to all of you. There is only one who sees me true. Alright, I've got 1 minute 30. so I'm going to do this one quick, called First Dates. When you're in your 30s, the pub is not the place to try and find my Mr. Right, so online dating, I did face. The first date was brilliant. He took me to a play. I cried a lot throughout. I never heard from him again. The second was pretty boring. He made me sit in silence while he focused on the pub quiz. We did not form an alliance. The third said he was 6'4", so I wore my heels to that date. Alas, he was eye level with my boobs, and he certainly was not my fate. The fourth told me he loved me. Just 10 minutes in, I smiled and blushed and coughed and ran away from him. The fifth took me bowling and moaned about the cost. I paid back every penny and I bloody lost. The sixth was very funny. He held my hand all day. He brought me lots of coffee, so I married him straight away.
This poem's about a pub. Picture the scene. I'm searching for my clumsy island corner, sidestepping the student soup, the sweat and merriment of acne-clad romances. And they're throwing and smoking pot shots at a powder keg regiment of Kevin's, Keiths, Petes and Steves who say fuck like punctuation and yell amaretto falsettos, gaudy war stories and he said, she said, and with my little eye spy a fight on the horizon between these ill-fitting skinny jeans and military washouts. The penny black's a dirty currency of whiskey sin, and we're all clergy soaked in something a little short of holy water. And, oh, yep, there it is, the third slip of the wrist, thud of the glass, splash of the eau de fruit noir on the trousers, and like a tempest in a teapot, a rogue word is spilled, the following court rises, a fist wrapped in drink kisses the lips of the closest unsuspecting bloke, stubbed toes and collar grabs, fist, feet, barstools, barman, armed with bravado, I've thrown down my cross in favour for the gauntlet. These boots were made for brawling, but what's left of my breath's a right hook and lights out. I don't hear last orders, but they roll something like credits. So I'm told. Post-punch clarity interrupted by a questionable belch, but the ears adjust to the faint grunts of giving up. Shot at servicemen, neatly lined up egos on a clapped-out curb. Born-again bohemians awash with technicolor bruises, and nestled in amongst the wreckage, my muddy eyes make out the wince of a white flag waved. Now, call it divine interpretation. Call it the souvenir of clarity. Call it what you want. In between the literal pissing contests, I see a band of brothers only at war with themselves. I see clammy undergrads arranged in gorgeous naivety. I see my own collection of scuff marks and inadequacies. I say this whole town's got a confession to make. So leave an IOU in the confessional booth and let all those hooligans made superhumans slink through the lonely roadworks, the busy back doors and cat flaps of this tank-top town home. And as my head paves over the pillow with unfolding abandon, just for a moment she flickers like candlelight, idle yet fleeting. I ugly laugh for the impossible damsel in no need of saving, and then I dream.
Very much for coming out and supporting live arts and independent venues. I love each and every one of you. Now, again, this mic's got a little bit cold with the 10-15 minutes that we've just had, so it needs warming up, but quite frankly, I've heard enough of my own voice. So I'd like to welcome to the stage one of your judges, Bill Voice.
Thank you very much. And hopefully my aged eyes will be able to see this, because this is about retirement fantasy. He retired to the far Dodecanese, the blue sea, the bright sun, vines and olive trees. A chance to wallow in his fantasies and eat Greek honey made by Greek bees. He milked a Greek sheep and he ate Greek cheese. He wore Birkenstocks and enjoyed the breeze. He chose a small place with a complex name. A lack of effective pronunciation was his aim. It means his family saw him hardly ever. unable to spoil his retirement endeavours. His muse lies there in her white linen shirt, an Aphrodite who goes without a skirt. Underneath her top she was tastefully bare, but that doesn't matter because the sun's always there. He peers over the cover of a poetry book and tries hard not to, but he's compelled to look. She shifts her pose in a long recliner chair as the sun browns her skin and reflects off her hair. Adjusting his glasses, he pretends not to stare at all of the wonder that's just over there. The bow of her hip and the curve of her breast is a sight that's reserved for only the blessed. Then under his breath he whispers to the sky, I can imagine there's worse ways to die. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bill. Okay, second round, as mentioned, we'll be going in reversed order. So the last person is now the first person. So judges, to remind you, start scoring from the bottom, because I didn't format the form in a helpful way. Please welcome to the stage, Scott Parry.
And when I dream, I wrestle with rose fists, so as not to crush in haste with inattention these things I plant in earnest. In my dreams, I break bread with my half-life, a wild vision of a well-fed spirit. I talk to him in kind, of how she sold me a feeling free of decision. Oh, storm of summer, pass through me like smoke of a great cyan cauldron swimming in an ageless sky. In the cold fire of sunrise, breathless I wake to the immediacy of the day, where still birds sing and the world mystery turns. Had I eyes to see? O storm of summer, return to me.
Okay, this is a little unusual for me, so please bear with me. It's called Not My Story to Tell. It is not my story to tell, but it's a story I know well. And I am a voice in the swell, even though it is not my story to tell. Arriving on boats, barely afloat, fleeing war, pain and suffering, only to face the same again. These hotels, they're not 5-star, more like one bar. People escaping persecution, for being gay, being vocal, being human, only to be tossed in a fake jail, doomed to fail. Little food, little water, little hope. Sorry. One more hardship with which to cope. Broken minds, broken souls, rotting in desolate holes. Accused of stealing our jobs because we listen to media knobs. Accused of stealing our tax, £7 a week at max. Neurosurgeons plucking chickens. Sandwich making for advanced mathematicians. Artists with bleeding hands from picking cockles out of sands. They come here for a better life, to escape the torment and the strife. They do the shit we think we're too good for. They fight to survive in this new desolate war that we implicitly condone by not being the voices that they do not own. It is not our story to tell, but it is a story we know well, and we are a voice in the swell, even though it is not our story to tell.
Thank you. This is dedicated to those of you who has a friend who never turns up. This is called A to Z. I got your message through on WhatsApp. You came home from work to a leaking tap. Could we rearrange our Thursday night drink? You said you should be okay next week, you think. I got your message through on WhatsApp. Bad luck strikes again, another mishap. A surgical procedure, you're front of the queue. You hate to knock me back, but that's exactly what you're going to do. I got your message through on WhatsApp, checking the contours on the weather map. You send snow from the east is on its way. Can we defer our drink to another day? I got your message through on WhatsApp. Your father-in-law is ill, poor chap. Do you mind awfully if we rearrange? You'll let me know if there's any change. I got your message through on WhatsApp. Actually, do you know what? I'm sick of all this crap. Your mother-in-law has taken a turn for the worse. The signs are bad, you've ordered the hearse. I got your message this time through a text. A neat variation, but I'm still rather vexed. Your son's unexpectedly turned up at your door. You'll cancel tonight, but rearrange, that's for sure. I got the message this time through email. Your phone's on the blink, but a laptop won't fail to tell me your car is in the garage. After, would you believe, being bunked by Nigel Farage? You no longer need to WhatsApp or text, because I can tell you what will happen next. You'll defer, postpone, cancel or delay. We'll rearrange soon, I hear you say. Your list of excuses runs from A to Z. Let's just accept that what we had is long since dead. Let's ignore the Christmas cards and other stuff, because the first rule of friendship is simply to turn up. Thank you.
I fucking hate trends. Big Brother, Love Island, the size of Kim Kardashian's arse, and anything to do with friends. I fucking hate joining in. Birthday parties, fucking leaving dudes, and anything that means I have to smile. I'd rather insert hooks and weights into my own buttocks and drag them around for a mile. I fucking hate having a positive mental attitude. These people who make the heart sign with their fingers. I won't be Secret Santa, do random acts of kindness, or do anything that makes happiness linger. Fun for me is telling people the endings of books and pushing small children off swings. I do. Spiking cakes with laxatives, ruining people's selfies and all kinds of wonderful things. Thank you. Thank you. This last one is about something very special and very dear to me. Oh dear. Sometimes I think she must be some kind of paranormal entity, the subject of a late-night talk show on Channel 5. Sometimes I see her at the corner of my eye like an orb just stood there right next to me. I'm still not quite completely convinced that she's alive. Maybe she's a liquid metal cyborg made of mimetic polyalloy fueled by biscuits, weed and tea. Said not from the future, but a chair in the kitchen. A mystery here. Her mission here is still a mystery to me. If you're out on the road, she's like an Exocet missile. You see it coming, but it's fuck all you can do about it. At least Terminator has a battery that'll sooner run out, but her, I fucking well doubt it. Thank you.
This is the Winkle Picker. Towards the end of his life, I knew the philosopher Johann Brogenstein. Retired to Cape Cod, his mind in the formaldehyde of mental decline. Every 5:30 he'd wake there and drag us down to the beach, brine in our beards for winkle picking. Under the peppermint stripe of lighthouses in walking cloaks and gumboots, the spillican of his brow hatched and doted, tongue ripe and rhotic in his mouth, recalling the throats of some old guest college lecture. I watched in collar-drawn mornings a man I once admired, keen logic eye enucleated by folk tales of seaweed wives and whales what had a man's handshake, one tired phrase slingshotting between his teeth. The biggest periwinkle, the biggest periwinkle. He must have been drunker than a Virginia fence. Before my last day with the man, when finally making to go, he woke me at 5 with one arm faintly shaking, and down to the beach, lo, there it is. A great shell in cane breaks, some 6 feet end to end. And as I made to draft a sketch, old Johann begins, entering the pearlescent cave that calls to him, Where are you going? I asked his linen trousers snaking away inside. All quiet in the shell, but I couldn't have braved the plunge, too young, too cowardly vain, to leave nothing unsaid upon my exiting the world. I feared to follow such Dutch masters in after that final sound of the sea. Thank you.
This is Beyond These Walls. It took her years to help build this construction. Each kind word or supportive act, the manifestation of a new brick, truly the perfect fit. In the beginning, he placed occasional barriers, set lines, and she filled in the gaps. This is how it's done. A partnership working towards a common goal. She made mistakes, we all do. The fallout's swift, she learned not to. As I say, she helped. She's good like that. People pleasing, all that crap. Soon, the walls were tall, vertiginous, held together with a cement of shame and guilt. To attempt them would be to fall. Result, certain death. She made herself small and focused on survival in the shrunken world they'd formed. Inside, it was just the two of them. How romantic. They needed no one else. Shards of broken glass carpeted the floor, eggshells everywhere. It was a minefield. Constant tidying to maintain a living space that didn't daily lacerate took all her energy to navigate. And that way, illness awaits. Now, I believe I mentioned that this was years in the making. Over time, stresses emerged and the whole edifice started crumbling. After all, there had never been a plan for this building. It was piecemeal, done on the fly, without reference to architects. No wonder some wings became unstable. Mental health began to wobble alongside the physical. She patched, taking strength from one place and using it to buttress a weak spot where careless words had eroded something fundamental. The walls hold, she saw beyond to the world outside, but by now it was frightening. What horrors could lie beyond this bubble? It was all she knew. And even though the rooms kept changing shape, she bent and twisted to adapt. She's flexible like that. But bricked in to an ever-shrinking space, eventually she could no longer fit. The slightest movement threatened it. One by one, the blocks began to fall, letting in the light. And though I'd like to tell a tale in which she picked herself up and walked away a better person, head held high, we all know these things are far less simple. Extracting herself from the mound of rubble will take time. But as she brushes concrete dust from her hair, have no fear, she's fully aware. She won't be building another one, and she's heading towards freedom.
Don't you think this is going to be a happy one? This one's called Alone. It happened like a freight train. A kick in the face, out of nowhere, I felt my soul explode inside me. I'm not attracted to you. I haven't been for weeks. My brain fumbled and fawned. How can I make this right? What did I do wrong? I know the cause is not from me, but for some esoteric notion of attraction that no one can describe, but only feel inside. A feeling of longing and lust that pushes us together and apart and together and apart and together and apart with waves of passion in between. But wait, is that just me? Because you said you didn't feel it and haven't in weeks. But you still touched my skin and made my knees feel weak and continue to say that I made you feel something more than meek. You said I gave you a power and made you feel strong. But now that you tell me that all along you didn't get that from an attraction to me, maybe an attraction from the way I would comply. The way I would lead you to the bedroom and lie so compliant and patient while you went to work and started to heal me from all my past hurt. And now it's gone. The healing, the feeling, the wanting, the needing. Ripped away like Babe from Mother, I walked away and screamed and cried because when you touched me, I felt alive. But it was all a heinous lie. Why? To make you feel like the bigger person? To make me submit? To make me feel worse than I've ever felt in all of my years of attraction and attachment? I gave you more than I ever thought possible. And now I'm alone, and it's more than probable that I won't heal so quickly from this wound. Maybe it was my fault too that I swooned. But how could I know that you were such a liar? And my anger ignites inside me a pyre to burn it all down, to burn all the feelings, to burn myself, more likely than accept that this wasn't a fault of me, but of you. So why do I feel more alone than you do?
Not yet Jerusalem, a Lancashire lament. The flax field sways on the moorland road, the mule's back bowed by the heavy load. The weaver stands by the cottage door, greets the merchant as before. His family live in a single room, the other houses the precious loom. They spin the yarn and weave the cloth, while the mule drinks deep from the water trough. Arkwright's water frame of mammoth size can no longer in the house reside, and Hargreaves' spinning jenny then lets one spinster do the work of 10. Manufactories sprout along the valley's side, the water's powered looms inside, and then the water's turned to steam, heated by the deep cold seam that fires the claim to chimney stacks as the sky turns black. A million clogs on the cobblestones, summoned by the factory horns, satanic mills dark misery bring. Now flax is dead and the cotton's king. The mill towns grow in brick and stone, Oldham, Rochdale, Burnley, Colne. By the navvies toil to the Salford quays come ships from Tyne and Clyde and Tees, all funnelled out through Liverpool to the ocean waves where Britannia rules. Cotton, slaves and finished goods, profits made from tears and blood, while children crawl on the factory floor to pick up scraps as their knees turn sore, all deafened by machinery. Some are maimed, none are free. So, squires in your rotten boroughs stir and come to disenfranchise Manchester, to St. Peter's Field where the sabre slashed, where cholera runs through the back-to-backs. My wealthy masters, listen well, you architects of modern hell. Hear my voice and heed my plea, all you landed gentry, for those that think this empire grand. Behold this grey, unpleasant land.
I'm a recycled teenager, okay? I feel as crazy and as mad as a 15-year-old. But this is a poem about getting old. The years roll by, I'm getting old. The kids today just won't be told of how it was before mobile phones, and everybody had a landline in their homes. No iPads, only in the first aid box. A time when you could leave your locks open on your front door, play out in the street, but not anymore. The milkman delivered every day, and only posh folk went away in planes to a foreign land. We go to Rill and play on the sand. You get free milk each day at school, till Thatcher came and changed that rule. Boo. No multiplexes, just the flea pit. You watched E.T. and thought you were it. Corona bottles worth 10p. Lucozade in cellophane for you and me. But only if you were ill. And so many E-numbers we couldn't sit still. 3 channels on the telly, liver and onions in our belly. ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64. We got so excited, couldn't take anymore. Watching the snooker in black and white, Big Daddy on World of Sport pretending to fight, darts and bullseyes, split screen TV, video shops with movies, telly was free. Blue Peter, Black Beauty, Heidi and Play School, watched Dallas each Sunday and thought we were cool. Corrie on telly and Emmerdale Farm, Amos and Annie slowly came to no harm. Penny sweets and panda pop, buying your mum cigs from the shop. Unemployment benefit, gyro bank, riding around in a car like a tank. Opel Manta XR3, Mini Clubman Austin Maxi, otherwise known as Dad's Taxi. 4-star fuel and CFC's ozone layer didn't bother me. Sniffing Evo stick and felt pens, how we didn't die, it never ends. Ban the bomb nuclear war, we were more worried than by far. I wrote this a bit a while ago. Oh my God, I'm so bloody old, but the kids today just won't be told. Thank you.
Right. Right, this is called Grexit. My life will never be the same again. I've fallen out with the bakery chain. I went into Greg's for a bit of scoff, a little nosebag to take the wind off. The guys at the counter looked at me with a grin, because my stomach arrived 2 minutes before I did. I said, 1 sausage roll please, mate. The guy replied, don't you want a pack of 8? The other said, we didn't think you'd want just 1. Huh, maybe they thought I'd order a ton. I said, empty the ovens, give me all you've got. I've got a van outside, I'll take the lot. The cheeky sods. I wish I hadn't been quite so candid, because I stormed out empty-handed. The problem is, I'm quite addicted, and now more than a bit conflicted. But all their contempt and derision has helped me come to a decision. I'm never going in there ever again. I'm going to leave, not remain. I'm doing a Grexit. This is my pastry exit. No queuing with the proles for scrummy hot sausage rolls. I'm not going to shed a single tear. I'm not going in there for at least a year. No more thinking yum yum when I see a yum yum. Got other places to buy my lunch. I'm not going in there for at least a month. It may be beneficial to my health to resist the bean and sausage melts. A world without pasties may seem bleak, but I'm not going there for at least a week. Though my resolve will be tested, and my taste buds bored and rested, I will abstain from all steak bakes. I'm definitely not going in there today. No glistening donuts or hot bacon baps. I'm strong, there's no way I'm going to relapse. Oh, sod it. I'm going over there to give them what for. I'll just shout at the staff through the door. I'll ask them why they're so mean and callous. I suppose I could just stand near the salads. Oh God, it's no use. What am I trying to prove? Because a few hours without this stuff, my lips go dry and my eyes puff up. And then there's the itching which drives me up the wall. All the classic symptoms of pastry withdrawal. Greg's is paradise, nirvana, heaven. But thank God mine's not open 24/7. So there's only one way to get off this stuff. I'll have to get my mouth sewn up. Thank you.
Roll up! Roll up! The greatest show on earth is about to begin! Again, I didn't write a proper intro for this bit, but you know, hindsight is my first gig in 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very excited to welcome this gentleman to our stage as our fantastic guest artist. I've known him for at least 10 years, and in fact he's the second person to make it on my little Hall of Fame. My little selection of patches of autographs, because I'm a bit of a metalhead as well. Born unexpected into a plastic bucket in the garden of England that is Kent, Rod is now a resident of the urban jungle that is Manchester. Author of Strange World, Odd People, Rod has performed in various exotic locations, Amsterdam, Berlin, and the Stonewall Inn in New York on Pride weekend. Sometimes he even performs poetry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage to Rod Tame.
wish I had a theme tune. A sonic broom to brush away stage fright, entering stage right or even stage left. A deft entrance underscored to my opening credit. Piano notes tinkling, personality twinkling. A staccato beat to tease my approach. A fanfare, dan, 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 to trumpet my advance. Oh, the chance would be a fine thing. And then I could sweep in on a slide of strings, champagne pops and gunshots, dignified and epic. But no stately organ tones emphasised my grace notes. No electronic spangles dangling my wake, pitched, imperfect, and barely composed. Here I go. Hello. Have you been enjoying it? Yeah. Great. I'm amazed at the variety of stuff we've seen on this stage as well this evening. So, you know, it's quite a tough act to follow. Do we have any geeks in? Oh, there's a few. This is good. Do we have any Star Trek fans in? Ah, good. So you might get some of what I'm aiming to do in this next one. School days, best days of our lives, right? Yeah, quite. Whoever that was around the corner, thank you. So there we are, we're going to go back in time to my school days. Red alert klaxons blare and stars flare in his peripheral vision as he strives for walk factor 10 along the footpath. Hood is up. Hands are bunched in sleeves, wishes his Parker jacket was a different sort of cloaking device. Daren't look back, but senses a trap closing, set by one Captain Jerkoff and his disloyal crew. Monsters in human form, tough as Klingons, but without a code of honour. He imagines a light shimmering from his core, cramped atoms from his gut break in orbit, wills the light to spin and spread, aching feet, pounding legs, doing something up into the air as his head dissipates. Oh, dissipating as his head fades out of this reality. Back to ground with a bump. Knows he isn't a hero. Knows he doesn't know how to fight. He's just a red-shirted ensign without the basic training. So he runs for that neutral zone known as home, and prays that one day Scotty will beam him up. Thank you. He is out there somewhere in space and history, though his story remains a mystery after all these years. An enigmatic stranger without a name forms a question mark on the lapel of my life. My biological father. I wonder whether he knows that I exist. You see, I could be the consequence of an unexpected plot twist. Sorry. I may be the unexpected consequence of a past tryst, a plot twist waiting to spring. Daddy! I may be a continuity error, brushed under the carpet with the dust thrown up by Hobo Hills. My subconscious seeks him out, dreams a Darth Vader figure striding towards me. Dum bum 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 bum. The blank-eyed mask lifts to reveal Tom Baker's face. All teeth and curls, that booming voice unfurling. Hello, I am your father. Ha ha. Or what if he is God? My creation more of immaculate conception than failed contraception. I don't feel like a messiah, though. Just a very naughty boy. Never meant to exist. Saint or sinner, source of my nobler traits or the devil in the details of my DNA, his character regenerates with my changing mood. Touchy disciplinarian replaced by lovable clown, then haughty dandy. I wonder whether that old father mine marches on. You see, the tides of time pull us together or apart, and his ship might have dematerialised already. And if it has, do our Met brothers and sisters mourn him? Our bloodlines would be half shared, half alien lives lived parallel but separate. And do I try to break through? Clock pendulum swings left and I ache to know his name. Clock pendulum swings right and fright prevents the words from forming. One word with the power to crack the fabric of my reality. Who? Thank you.
There we go, Mr. Martin!
Right then. Do you want some results? Thankfully, they're in my back pocket. So I'm going to go from 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. It was incredibly tight. We had 3 tied places. But 4th, on 89 points, was Duck. Our first prize, 99 points, Lateral G! As we come to the stage, it's set your ill-gotten gains. I would like a quick photo of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, I said it was tight. That was 99 points. So second, on 100 points, Graham Bell. And here we are. The grand prize. £50 in cold hard cash and 50 quid on a Love to Shop voucher supplied by Visit Northwich. I think that means sponsored by him now, I'm not sure. So 99 points, 100 points. The winner on 101 points. Your winner of the inaugural Northwich Poetry Slam is Mr. Scott Parry! Well, that's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for all the wonderful poetry we've had tonight. Our judges, our guest artists, Mr. Rod Taylor, of course, the